Stańczyki is located in the northeast of Poland, a very attractive area, comparatively sparsely populated of rolling hills. Before World War II it was called Staatshausen and was part of East Prussia, but only a few kilometres from the Polish border, a place where the border had been located for hundreds of years, even if the countries of Poland and Germany did not exist then. Here we can find two parallel railway bridges which span a wide valley, through the middle of which flows the Błędzianka stream. The southern bridge was built between 1912 and 1914 and then extended in 1917, and the northern one in 1918. The impression one has of these magnificent structures is that they resemble a Roman aqueduct. Now they are quite literally bridges to nowhere, but if one considers the situation when they were planned in 1908, it's somewhat difficult to visualize why such an expensive undertaking would have been made even then. The identical viaducts rest on 4 iron and concrete piers. Massive tree trunks are embedded in the concrete casings of the northern bridge for reinforcement and stability. These were likely added by Russian prisoners of war during construction in 1918. 5 reinforced concrete arches span a 182-metre long stretch. A narrow walkway runs along them. The lower edge of the bridge is 36.5 metres above the level of the stream. In this video I shall show you more of the bridges and try to explain the role they played in East Prussia, as well as taking the opportunity to show you more of what the region looks like today. And I hope you will agree that it is a really attractive region to visit. The map of the area has completely changed as a result of the Second World War, so we need to go back and see the map of East Prussia as it was when the plan for the bridges was first conceived. A railway line between Goldap, today in Poland, and Gumbinnen, today in Russia, was planned at the beginning of the 20th century. The line would skirt south of the Romanter Heath before heading north towards Gumbinnen. Construction of the Gumbinnen-Goldap railway line began in 1907. It was not to be completed until 1927. In 1860 the town of Gumbinnen, today called Gusev, was connected to the railway network when the last section of the Prussian Eastern Railway from Königsberg, today Kaliningrad, to Eitkühnen. The name of Eitkühnen was changed in 1938 to Eitkau to make it sound more Germanic. Today it's called Chernyshevskoye and is located on the Lithuanian border inside the Russian enclave of Kaliningrad. The decision was made to establish a connection from Gumbinnen to the touristically attractive Romanter Heath, which in Russian is Krasny Les and in Polish Puszta Romanicka. It was not until 1904 that the funds were made available for this, and in 1907 the first section of the line from Gumbinnen to Tolmie was built. In Tolmie the railway line crossed the Goldap-Staluponen railway line, which had already been built in 1901. 1 year later the line was extended to Szczyt-Kamień, which is today Żytkiemy in Poland. Today Żytkiemy is the location of the Romanter Heath National Park and the place to begin hikes in the region. In 1901 the location was popular less for hiking and more for hunting. Even Emperor Wilhelm II had the Romanter Heath hunting lodge built in the south of the Romanter Heath. It was located in a prime area for Imperial and Prussian state hunts. Reich Master of the Hunt, Hermann Göring, later chose the Romanter Heath as one of his favourite destinations for his hunting expeditions. The properties of both the Kaiser and Göring are now on the Russian side of the border, although very close to that border. I intended to attempt to get as close as I could during a visit in July 2025, but was requested not to do so by the Polish border guard due to the continuing aggression from the Putin regime and the dangers associated with the border. Financial logic alone dictates that the construction of the railway line could not be justified. The huge cost of the project would be unlikely to be recovered. There was little industry in the area other than forestry, and the agricultural sector was unlikely to give enough business so that the line would not recover its costs. However, if the Kaiser wanted it, then this was reason enough to build a railway line, and just to make the point, it was given the name Kaiserbahn. By the time it was finished, however, the Kaiser was gone, so he didn't get to enjoy it. It ran from Goldap to Stittkamen, where it merged with the Gumbinnen railway line. It was completed in 3 sections. In 1923 from Goldap to Dubinkanen, today Dubeninki. In 1926 from Dubeninken to Blindgallen, today Bonkaue, and in 1927 to Blindgallen to Stittkamen. The 90.1 kilometer long route was under the control of the Reichsbahndirektion Königsberg. In 1916, during the First World War, a project was developed to build a third main line from what is today Chojnice in then West Prussia through East Prussia to Olita in Lithuania. Construction began in the spring of 1917 on embankments, bridges and viaducts intended for the second track. The work was not completed by the end of the war. After the end of World War I, the project lost its purpose as the governments of Poland and Lithuania were not interested in collaborating on it. In the 1920s, it was decided to complete the railway line as a single track. The inauguration of the railway line running from Goldap to Stittkamen to Gumbinnen took place on the 1st of October 1927, but it ran only over the southern bridge. For reasons I'm unaware of, the track was relocated to the northern bridge after a few years. Passenger traffic was relatively high because the area was a popular destination for residents of Goldap, Gumbinnen and other towns. In summer, these people were mainly mushroom pickers and anglers, and in winter, cross-country skiers. I think the summer visitors can be explained quite easily. Times were hard in interwar Germany, and mushroom collecting and fishing combines a pleasurable hobby with something that can be eaten. In 1939, Nazi Germany invaded and occupied Poland. Due to the amount of building work in East Prussia on military projects related to the attack on the Soviet Union, a freight branch line to Bachanowo was opened where construction aggregate was being mined. Bachanowo had been part of Poland before the war, but was part of the Suwałki area, which was annexed to Nazi Germany in 1939. During a visit in July 2025, I visited Bachanowo, but was unable to find anything related to this open cast mining performed to a large extent by Italian prisoners of war as from 1944. Another extension was planned, but not built, to Suwałki. The entire line was dismantled by the Soviet Union in 1945. The rails were probably looted and taken somewhere within the Soviet Union. The theft of property from Poland was a common feature of the occupation, which lasted until 1989. The bridges are open to visitors and have been privately owned since 2004. Today, Stańczyki is a major tourist attraction in northern Poland. There's a huge car park which suggests that lots of visitors are expected. It needs to be pointed out that in the video you can see here, although filmed in July, was after a day of heavy rain and in the evening, so that the number of visitors may be lower than normal. Entry to the bridge costs, as of July 2025, 10 zloty, which is around €2.20. Around 1.5 kilometres from the bridges is a recently opened observation deck which offers magnificent views, not only of the bridges, but also of the countryside around. I hope you found this interesting. I upload every day at 2000 hours, and on Fridays I do a longer documentary style video such as this one. My specialization is in World War II, but I also have lots of videos related to former East Prussia, and there's one or two related to railway history as well, should you be interested in this type of thing. Now, the best way to know what I shall be uploading is, of course, to subscribe, and so I'd welcome any subscriptions. And if you're interested in becoming a channel member, I have currently more than 800 videos which are available only to members. Now, the membership cost, I think it's €6 a month. Now, admittedly, most of these videos are only in short form, but there's one or two in long form as well. And I think you can actually see what videos are available by going to the membership tab on this channel. For the moment, from me, thanks for watching. Bye for now.